Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.
And we are back once again. It is your boy Marcus Mack and Kenny Casanova bringing you Unfiltered Sports, baby. I'm loving that background you got there, brother. I like that representing your city. I got to see this Unfiltered one too. I've been over here slipping on my end. I got to get you that one as well. But I'm loving that background. This is what I'm talking about, Kenny. You know, see, what a lot of people don't know is I've seen this young brother in his sports media career grow more and more and more. And from where you start to where you at now, my God, I love that. I love that, baby. You're doing it. Big things, big things. But yes, sir, we are here on Unfiltered Sports. And Kenny, wow, we got a lot to get into, man. We got a lot to get into. Jokic went after, was it Daniels? Because he made a layup in garbage time because they had beat the Nuggets down. We got to talk about this Mike Vrabel situation. Diana Rossini has deactivated her X account altogether. Klay Thompson supposedly has cheated on Megan Thee Stallion, and now some poor woman in the WNBA is getting bullied, and don't nobody even know if she even did what they bullying her for. It's just deep, and let's just go, man. Your first thoughts right away, obviously, from the sports aspect, before we get into the unfiltered part of things, the NFL draft just got completed. Kitty, you held it down for the network for the first round. Blessings to you, brother, and thank you. What were your thoughts on the draft overall? Give me your biggest surprises, disappointments. You know what? I know you're a Pittsburgh guy, so don't you go into no Pittsburgh soliloquy, but just give me a quick synopsis of your Pittsburgh draft thoughts as well.
Well, listen, let's start on the positive, man. Let's start on the positive. It was an amazing experience. It
was in your city. It was in your city.
Yes, it was amazing. The vibes, the feel, the energy, everything was great about that this past weekend, man. The people that were there, it was just really just everybody loved football. So when you're from a town like this, we know football is everything around here. So when you got that kind of feel in the city, man, all that energy, man, it was an amazing weekend. Now let's get down to why we're talking about this. Wow. There were some teams who had some amazing drafts, like the Browns. The Browns
I thought they had a great draft. Great draft.
They really did. The Jets actually shocked me.
The Jets, yes, shine.
Really good draft, too. Now you're looking at teams like the Cardinals.
The Jeremiah Love pick is catching a lot of smoke.
Because I
like the pick, Kenny.
Yeah, from the player's perspective, yes. But from a team need, you already have two running backs in front of him. What is he going to be? R3? Unless you're getting rid of one, then okay, it makes sense. But this kid is a starter. There's no doubt in my mind. So unless you're benching or getting rid of James Conner and the guy in front of him, I forget his name right now, but unless you're getting rid of that and clearing the way, then that pick makes no sense. Because to me, James Conner announced the pick for it to be his replacement.
Well, clearly they've lost all. Well, no. Let me roll it back. Before I say that they've lost confidence in James Conner, that would be wrong of me to say. What it is that the belief is, and even with me myself, is that Jeremiah Love is just better. And when you get an opportunity to upgrade with a guy that's whereas that Connor is a good player, could possibly maybe do enough. If James Conner, if he stays healthy, he could, could maybe make you a Pro Bowl one season, Jeremiah Love could give you a Hall of Fame career potentially. James Conner has never had that potential, never will, and that's okay. He's been a serviceable running back in the NFL, a really good one. But Jeremiah Love has that it factor. He really has that chance. And you got to think the last running back that was drafted this high was Saquon Barkley. Saquon is going to the Hall of Fame.
Of course.
Like, make no mistake about that. When Saquon's career is all said and done, 2,000 yards rushing, Super Bowl ring, yeah, he's going to the Hall of Fame. So, you know that being said, if you got a chance to add a player like that to your team when your team has no stars, they're devoid, and you just traded your franchise quarterback away. Yeah. You're searching, man. You're searching, and so I understand it from that standpoint, Kenny. But you are correct from a salary cap standpoint, from a how do you build your team standpoint. It didn't as high as he was. So if they'd have traded back, let's say they get Jeremiah Love in there as the 5th pick, the 6th pick. People got to understand that the first three picks in the draft, they all get a slotted contract. That contract is a very good contract. Now, comparable to different positions, that contract holds more weight. So what I mean is that if you draft a defensive end in the first 3 rounds, his contract only equals out to about the 30th best player in the league, somewhere around there where he's getting paid. Yeah. If you draft a running back like they did with Jeremiah Love is now like the 7th highest paid running back in the league, something like that. This is what you're giving to your rookie running back without even knowing if he is going to be a success in the NFL. Oh, not to mention, we don't have an offensive line for you. Oh, by the way, we don't have a quarterback. And remember, these rookie contracts have a shelf life short, not long. 5 years for the first, 4 years for the second round. So you already throwing away 1 year of that rookie contract guaranteed.
Yeah, because guess what? I just found this out. My cousin in the comment section looking out for me. He said that Tyler Algier is there too. The guy from the 1,000-yard rusher.
Yes.
I'm like, yo, so it's not making sense by the day as far as your roster is actually pretty stacked at running back. You don't necessarily need that. You should have built in the trenches, because next comment is he said you build in the trenches at this rate, the Cardinals gonna be in the basement until 2035.
Yes.
Right. Why are you not
right?
Trenches. This should have been a trench warfare thing for the Cardinals. You get the trench.
Well, let me put it like this: if you were gonna go avant-garde, talent for talent, pound for pound, if you were gonna go talent for talent, right? And you really wanted to, I would have rather. I would rather have justified it if I was really gonna go that route than I would have with Caleb Downs. If I was gonna go where I'm gonna pay a position, if I'm gonna pay premium dollar for a position of the unknown, because that's what you're doing with the first 3 picks. With the first 3 picks in the first round of any NFL draft, you're saying I believe you are going to be him. With that starting out. That contract compared to what quarterback contracts are, it looks small. Compare that contract to what wide receivers make, it looks adequate at best. But compared to what that contract looks for a running back, that contract looks excellent. And that's why it's like, what are you doing? The salary cap is real. That's just facts. If everybody sees cap casualties every year in the NFL, I mean, sometimes teams literally let go of players they don't want to let go because they just can't pay them.
Can't afford it. That's the thing. You really can't afford it. That's why that pick is so important to get that. You got to get that right. I ain't saying it's the wrong. Let me say this. Jeremiah Love is probably the best player in this draft class. If we're going talent for talent, he's probably the best player in this class. And nobody's saying that he should not be drafted that high. The team that picked him doesn't need services. You just got Tyler Algier. You got James Conner. There's another running back who was a rookie last year who had a great season last year for them when James Conner was injured. He's still there. So I thought he was going to be running back 3, maybe 4. Right. And I'm just saying he's not going to be, of course, once everything goes out. But
It was
man,
it was definitely one of the surprises. Also, the Rams
yeah,
drafting a
there we go.
quarterback
There we
was
go.
definitely kind of like what's going on here, because the simple fact is that you already got Matt Stafford. And that was something that I really couldn't understand right off the bat. It's like you should be trying to give Matt Stafford more weapons.
Mm-hmm.
I was
I
really
don't
trying to put my head around it, and you know, hey, you want to try to convince me and say that they were drafting for Matt Stafford's replacement. But
know.
wait a minute, couldn't you draft for Matt Stafford's replacement next year? Couldn't you draft for Matt Stafford's replacement 2 years from now? Did you need to do it right now with a guy that, let's be honest, is a project at
Yeah,
best? He is not a proven commodity by any means whatsoever.
he
And
sat a lot.
so, and
He,
so, okay, if you sit him for the next 3 years,
yeah, that ain't doing
will he still be the guy that can replace Master? Man, you got a lot of faith in this dude. And you know what? And a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you right now, Ken, a lot of times those things backfire.
Yeah, of
You know I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna hurt you deep when I'm gonna go with it.
course. Go ahead.
Kenny Prickett. Or was it Pritchard? How's he pronounced it? Prickett or Pritchard?
Cricket.
Prickett.
Nah,
The Steelers
like it.
the
Mm,
Steelers reached at the end of Big Ben's career. Instead of waiting and holding fast, they picked a wasted pick. He was first round, right?
he was the 20th pick.
He was first round. I thought so. Yeah, he was first round. Wasted pick.
Yeah,
Why? Why?
yeah,
Because you were in a rush to try to replace something that you sometimes you just gotta wait to replace. And
yeah,
the sad part about it, I get where the Steelers were coming from, because Big Ben was literally done.
yeah.
Matt Stafford got like 4 or 5 more years in him.
You think? What's he want to
Okay.
do?
Okay, okay, fam. Okay,
The
let's say three. Let's say three. Let's just
three.
say two. Let's just
Yeah,
say two. That means you've ate up that quarterback's rookie contract. 2 of those years is ate up, because he
yeah.
ain't gonna be better than Stafford in the next
No,
2 years. Now you
no.
can hope. Now I guess the hope was maybe Stafford gets injured, a Tom Brady situation. He comes in and takes over and just starts crushing it, right? And then you never look back. But more times than not, I'm telling you, these scenarios blow up in teams' faces.
It does. Sean McVay is not behind this move. I don't know if y'all been watching. His energy is given. This was an
Here's
organization.
the thing. Here's the thing. We coaches coach, man. They don't draft. They have suggestions, and
Yes,
everybody's got to understand that a coach can have a suggestion. A coach is in the room. A coach is saying, "Hey, this guy really fits what I need." But at the end of the day,
a
it
GM.
is the GM's job to worry about the team needs more than the coach's needs, meaning that you have to prepare your team for the scenario that it could be a
Okay.
day that your coach might not be there, but you still need to have a team. You
Yeah,
understand that? You still need to have a team. And so this move is obviously a signal from the GM saying, hey, this is what we believe about Matt Stafford, regardless of what you're saying, Sean
yeah.
McVay. This is what we see.
I think McVay is going to be gone. The second Stafford leaves, McVay going right with him, and I think he'll go in the. I think
I'll put it like this.
I do think that for
I'll put it
sure.
like this. You know, he's the hottest coach on the market.
Oh,
If he
correct.
hit it, he's the hottest coach, and he's not even on the market. And if he
Yeah,
hit the market, he'd be smoking hot. But the thing about it is that I don't see the Rams trying to let it. The Rams are. So what I believe that what the Rams idea is that, hey, we're giving you the next quarterback. You'll see it. Just wait it out, and that could be the case, or maybe they are preparing for a future of once Stafford is gone, McVay may decide to leave. Also, it's
yeah.
happened. Look, a lot of times when these coaches get attached to a
Mm-hmm.
long-time quarterback, think about Sean Payton.
Yeah,
Now, Sean Payton still coaches, doesn't he? But he took a break. He took a break when Drew Brees retired.
Made sense.
Had no interest. He had no interest in carrying on coaching the Saints after Drew Brees retired, even though him and Drew Brees had brought all that success to the organization. When Drew Brees stepped away, so that he could you see a scenario where, McVay is burnt out?
I do.
And when Stafford hangs it up, he says, enough of LA. I want to change the scenery. It could happen. Like I say, for the most part, generally when a long-time quarterback goes, the coach usually goes too. And sometimes the coach before the quarterback. Now, Stafford hasn't been the long-time quarterback of the Rams. Stafford's been a long-time quarterback in the NFL. And so I'm combining his years with Detroit as well as the Rams as a collective. And McVay has been with him now for quite a few years. McVay watched Aaron Donald retire.
Correct.
And now he could be watching Matt Stafford eventually retire.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be his signal to exit out the door. And here's a little something I'm going to throw out for everyone. Sean McVay hasn't won nothing since Aaron Donald retired.
Correct.
He hasn't even won the NFC Championship game to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Since Aaron Donald retired.
Correct.
So just remember, these retirements hold weight, especially when they're legendary players. And they could definitely make a coach think about hitting the reset button on his career and the franchise. Yep. Kenny, what other thoughts you got on that?
Yeah, and that's what Mike Tomlin did. I mean, if you look at Mike Tomlin's perfect example of that, he was like, you know what? I mean, he just talked about it too. He said, man, to be honest with you, it was a great decision for everybody. I can see McVay going into that kind of field, the broadcasting field next. I can see that. His brain, his intellect, you put that on TV, match it with a little bit of, pizzazz that they put on it. And I think Sean McVay would be perfect for CBS or something like that. Get on one of those TV deals after this, because I don't know if he wants to cook. Maybe he is burnt out. Because Tomlin even said, I suffered with burned out. He said, leadership is very lonely. It's very lonely. It's all on you. I don't care what the team does. They're looking at the coach. It's all on you.
All the time.
And he said, my success, therefore, in the playoffs, he was like, man, it's time for me to move on. And time for the organization to move on as well. So he just said, I'll sit on the bomb. I'll kamikaze myself and blow it up. And so,
and you know what? And you got to respect that. And that's the heart of a champion. That's the heart of a champion. Now changing gears from a guy that I'm wondering about his heart. Is my man who just came back fresh off of rehab, or was it a vacation? Mr. Mike Vrabel, who apparently claims that him and Diana Rossini did nothing wrong, yet they keep displaying the behavior of people that did something very wrong. Diana Rossini has been fired from her job. Well, no, actually, she resigned. And now she has deactivated her X account altogether. Mike Vrabel let out a statement apologizing, saying he's got to be better and do better. And then he went to a rehab. But did you see Mike Vrabel when he returned to the team? He wasn't there for the draft. So, like he needed to be, because once again, we talked about the GM handles that stuff. But did you see Mike when he came back from? He looked like Hollywood fresh. He looked like he had got straight up out of a hot tub. He looked like he was from a golfing trip with his buddies.
Yeah, they went on a resort trip, man.
Mm-hmm. Now I see comments, and you know what? I'm glad that my man's bringing up Sharon Moore. Unfiltered didn't exist when Sharon Moore was there. And you say if Vrabel was a different tone, he would be gone. I will say this much, and please make sure we refrain from, remember, these comments can be viewed all over. So let's make sure that we keep these things, more centralized. Remember, it ain't us and the homies in the back room. All right. These things are viewed all over the world. We're a national sports news station. But it's a success too. It's success. And remember, what had happened to Sharon Moore before this situation? What had happened, Kenny?
Shoot, wasn't he losing?
Who did he lose to?
Shoot, they
Who
had a
did he
bad
lose to?
Ohio
But who?
State.
Oh, that's
They
right. He lost to Ohio State.
don't play that.
And they don't play that. Now you lose to Ohio State, and then all of a sudden this massive scandal comes out about you, and a lot of it was false. I mean, like it's all coming out now that the charges against him have been pretty much dropped. He got some probation, supervision type thing. They found out that the police did a lot of wrongdoings in his arrest and things of that nature. So a lot of stuff is coming out that's making the brother look like he was definitely treated unfairly. But here's the difference. Mike Vrabel just went to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You take an organization to a Super Bowl
More
just
league.
because you had an indiscretion, an alleged, because remember, nothing's been proven.
Yeah.
Neither party has said they did anything wrong. So here's the deal. He addressed his team, he addressed the organization, and you know what? Let's be real about this. This is still a guy's environment. It is still very macho. It is still very chauvinistic in the NFL organizations and locker rooms. Mike Vrabel looked like a cool dude. He's the cool dude that hooked up with the attractive sports journalist. That's what Mike Vrabel looks like in the eyes of his players and in the eyes of that organization. Now, if Mike Vrabel had won 2 games and they were the laughing stock of the NFL, ooh, my job would be in trouble. Kenny, he might be calling us like, hey, can I get a job at Unfiltered Sports?
That's right. Okay? He probably would be calling us.
Okay. So success carries a lot. If Sharon Moore had beat Ohio State, they would have swept everything under the rug. I promise you.
They'd have figured it out. They'd have figured out a way.
They'd have figured out a way. Figured out a way. Okay. So let's remember it's not about what you did, is what have you done for me lately. And what Mike Vrabel had done for the Patriots lately was take them back to a place that Bill Belichick hadn't taken them after Tom Brady departed. Nah. And remember, he played for this organization. Remember, the man that owns the organization, he helped won multiple Super Bowls for this man. Calm down. Let's remember that connections matter. Your most recent success matters. And before we try to attach anything of tone to the situation, let's first look at the success of the situation.
Yeah, I mean, he flipped that team from worst to first. I mean, worst to
first. That carries a lot of weight, brother. That carries a lot of weight. Okay. If this was a coach that was on the hot seat, if this was Matt LaFleur,
out of there.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So, we have to read the room. All right. We have to read the room. And so that's why he's getting off of this situation, whereas that his counterpart has been completely humiliated, lost her job unjustifiably. I still don't think the fallout. I think she deserved criticism. Yes, she deserved scrutiny. Sure. But the level of vitriol, nastiness has been thrown her way is unnecessary, because let me tell you right now, she ain't the first one in the game to do it, and she won't be the last, man or woman. You think that the male sports media members have not done things with females in organizations to get stories, to gain inside information? Stop it. Stop it. I mean, come on. I mean, really, to me, look, the worst part of it is the optics because they both are married.
Yeah,
If they were single, I honestly don't think there'd be much to this period. It's the fact that people utilize this to piggyback and vilify them to try to paint them to be these bad people and then attach that to their professions. But
I agree with that. For
but the
sure.
fact is that they both did their professions very well. They
Mm,
both do their professions very well. And these things were sought after, not thrown out. It wasn't like they were, hanging out at the Ritz or walking the red carpet holding hands together. This was a private eye that had to dig this out, this story. So, you know, hey, should you handle situations with your family members better? Yeah,
correct.
without a doubt. I mean, you got to answer to your family for this. But in terms of your job, you
Yeah.
did nothing. What is she? He's a coach. What information can he give her other than what he thinks? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. The players are the ultimate ones that have all the decisions and the know of what's going on. He has an idea. He's not an agent. He's not a GM. All he can do is provide what he thinks. He does. He can't give defense. I know for a fact this is what's going to happen. All he can say is that I believe, man. I'm pretty certain. I'm 90% there. But they try to make it seem like her credibility, as a sports media member, is no good anymore. I
No,
just
that's
think that's
ridiculous.
wrong. I
Yeah,
think
that's
that's wrong. I think that's
yeah.
wrong. And so, hey, I hope that the vacation was good for him. Hey, reset yourself because you ruined someone's life and you got to go on a golf trip. Great.
I was going
Great.
with that,
You
man.
ruined multiple lives. You ruined multiple lives, your wives, your children, Diana Rossini's, and you get to go on a golf trip.
This
Hey,
is, yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah,
That's
right.
awesome. Hats off to you, my brother. You pulled off the sneaky once again. Great job. That's ridiculous. Let me tell you. And trust me, I'm being extremely sarcastic right now to all our listeners out there. Make no mistake about it. I'm actually cutting on Mike Vrabel. I'm not
Yes,
supporting the dude. It's a joke that he gets the he's I don't know if many people have never seen the movie LA Confidential, but you need to go watch. It's a great movie, and there's a name in it, Rollo Tomasi. It means the man who got away with it. And Mike Vrabel is Rollo Tomasi. Okay? He's
wait,
Rollo Tomasi. For real, for real.
yeah, man. Yeah, that situation was crazy. It was very cinematic. It seemed like something off a movie. You get caught, one person loses everything, the other person is living their lives. That would have seemed like to me.
Pimpin'.
Yeah,
Pimpin'. He walked in the building with a swag. He had a limp. Did you see that walk?
yeah,
Did
and
you
then
see that walk? He had a
that's
pimp walk.
and now it just reinforces the double standard that a lot of people feel when it comes to men and women, man. And it's just we don't got to get into all that, but I'm just saying,
But
man,
yeah,
it
no.
it, it shows it shows we care about them, but we don't care about you. It gives that because, like you said, her losing her job or no
Yeah.
resigning.
Resign, but we know,
Yeah,
she was forced out the door.
yeah, we know what that means. Either you gonna say you signing these papers,
Or
or
we gonna tell everyone we fired you.
yeah. So it's just words. But for him to walk in that building, well, he did walk in the building like he owned the place. He
He
did.
had swag.
He
His
said,
chest was poked out.
"I just came back, man, from a little retreat with the guys." He probably had a beer
Feeling good.
or something.
Looked like
Walking,
he had just ate a Big Mac.
yeah,
You
right.
know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm
I,
feeling good.
he's refreshed from rehab. Please,
Like, man, for real, for real. Uh, but yeah, no, the like I say, the NFL, if there's nothing else, I love the fact that they know how to create drama constantly and they keep a storyline going. So,
always.
shout out to the NFL because they've just had a great they've had a great last couple weeks. Just amazing, amazing. You can't write storylines like this. Actually, No, they do. We're gonna switch it up though, because we got to talk about NBA. We've got playoff basketball going on, and you know, me and you, my brother Kenny, we talk primetime hoops every Saturday. We've been switching it up. We've been doing a lot of Fridays lately because of the playoffs, but usually every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Central time, we are sitting and talking hoops. And you know, it's not so much that I want to necessarily get into the nuances of the scores of the games, because we do that on primetime hoops. That's what we do. We break down the matches. We talk about what's working, what's not working, who's bringing it, who's not bringing it, and all the in between. But here on Unfiltered, I got to give you the inside of the inside. And right off the bat, we got to talk about the fact, first off, the Denver Nuggets are down to the Minnesota Timberwolves 3-1, getting thrashed, and then the verge of getting pushed straight out of the playoffs. But it was a situation where I believe it was it the last game they played? Was it the last one? I think it was the last one they played, Kenny, right? And Daniels for the Minnesota Timberwolves goes and makes a layup pretty much right. I mean, the game is done. It's about to end. Minnesota has thrashed, you know, the Timberwolves. The Minnesota's at home. Timberwolves are on the, Denver Nuggets are on the road, clearly feeling some type of way about the whole thing. And Jokic goes after Daniels, like on some straight bloody murder, I'm gonna rip your face off style, because he said he disrespected the game by shooting the basketball in those last seconds. He said the game was over. There was no reason to have to add insult to injury.
Yeah,
you've got the W. Take your win and go home. What was your thoughts about that? Did you think that Jokic was out of line in his actions towards Daniels in that game?
So I got a two-parter on this one, because Joke, to me, initially, I get it. I get you being mad about it. I get you even confronting.
And I called him Dan. I meant Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels. I apologize.
Yeah, I get how you can be upset, and I understand that. But that energy should have been taken out on the court. McDaniels don't like y'all. So respect for you, he doesn't have any. He already told you y'all all are terrible defenders. So if it was anybody else, okay, maybe. But him, he don't like y'all. So I don't respect you. I'm going to try to run it up on you every single time. So this is part of course for McDaniels and them, but part two, if I'm Jokic, don't worry about this game. Let them have their fun. Next game, you best believe he come in that paint, I am going to check him. You best believe he run down in that paint, I am going to rib check him.
Lessons got to be served.
You're going to feel me. I would have waited. Jokic jumped on. I'm just like, yo, you could have waited for that, because at the end of the day, he still did what he did. Y'all still going home. Y'all let a guy off the bench score 43 points. You mad at him? The hell you mad at him? You should be mad at the other dude. You should have that court. You shouldn't have let Rudy Gobert hold you 2-10 in the second half of the game and shut you down like he's been doing it.
Down. Rudy been putting a big foot up in that behind.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Jokic is mad at the wrong stuff. You should have been mad about
the frustration. And we know that. We know that it's the frustration that's coming out, because they came in hot and they thought that they were going to handle Minnesota easily, and Minnesota rose up and showed them, no, we can't play. Now I will say this, and this goes into our other topic that I want to talk about, and that is the injuries that have reared their ugly head once again in the NBA playoffs. Anthony Edwards is down, and it doesn't look like he's going to be back for this series at all. He might be done for the whole playoffs. I think the series has changed now, brother. And they lost DiVincenzo with an Achilles. I think this series has changed. I
Yes.
don't believe that you're going to get another game like that from Io again. I think he really caught the Nuggets off guard. He was 12 for 12 from the free throw line, 5 for 5 for 3. And let me tell you something. Io DeSumo is a good player. I watched him in Chicago, man. Io is not giving you 43 every night. This was a special moment. He was hot. He was feeling himself. He was rolling. You can't expect Io to try to carry the load for Minnesota now with Anthony Edwards going down and DiVincenzo.
He get this is the thing though. The only thing about Io, I will say this: he gave him 25 the previous game too. So
No,
it ain't this.
Io's going to score. He's going to score.
Been a great help off that bench for them. I'm gonna tell you this: all you need him to do it one more time in this series. All you need him to do at least give me 20. If you can give me 25, Jaden McDaniels, you said they're bad defenders. I need you to step up then. I need you to do more, even more, because he stepped up too. He backed up that talk. I tell you that. But
and that's important. And that's important. Back that talk up.
I'm not as confident in Denver, even if they get out of this series, as I once was.
Oh no, Denver's the chink. The chink is in Denver's armor.
Yeah,
the chink is in their armor. They've been exposed.
yes.
If they pull through this, I don't see them being able to advance any farther.
There's no more, man. I don't know, man. I think the Spurs right now, they're in a good spot. They're in a good groove. They're finding themselves.
They're dealing with the Wemby with the concussion.
Wemby just came back. So I need Wemby to be healthy on the court. He needs to stay on the court. If he can stay on the court, they can do some damage. The thing about the Spurs is I think what's going to end up happening is Minnesota's going to find a way to win one more game. I do. I think they find a way to win one more game, and then they get the antlers Wolves, and they're going to make their way to the Western Conference Finals with no sweat on their back. I think that's what ends up happening for the Spurs.
Man, look, it's a great chance that could play out that way, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Now, what I'm not here for is what's been going on behind the scene. Your boy Klay Thompson. So for those that don't know, and I've heard two different conflicting stories, so you help me, Kenny, to try to get some clarity in this, because there's one side where I heard that apparently Megan Thee Stallion cheated on Klay Thompson at one point with a teammate. Apparently Klay Thompson spoke on this. I'm not sure. I don't have definitive evidence of that, but I've heard some hubbub about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was debunked or if it was real or not. Since that situation, apparently now Megan Thee Stallion has gone on social media saying that Klay Thompson cheated on her. And now social media has gone into a frenzy. No one even knew about the Klay Thompson and Megan Thee Stallion teammate thing. At least I didn't know about it. I don't know if you had heard about it. This was all new coming out to me as it came out with this Megan Thee Stallion story. Once again, none of these allegations are confirmed. Neither side has confirmed that they did said thing. These are just the things that are being thrown out there. And now we see a player in the WNBA being wrapped up in this mess as people as allegedly made her out to be the woman that Klay Thompson supposedly cheated on Megan Thee Stallion with. And this has just turned into a big NBA rap celebrity drama out of nowhere. And let me tell you something, this has got real steam and it ain't going nowhere no time soon.
No, it's not. It's not. So Meg Thee Stallion had came out and posted.
And by the way, I think they still together. I haven't heard that they've broken up.
I don't. Let's say this: they taking a hiatus.
A hiatus.
Say that because I ain't gonna lie. He was out on his boat because the video you're talking about, where he was talking about it. I don't know if it's AI. See, that's the only problem these days. We don't know whether it's
man. You don't know. You don't know.
I hate it.
Real? Is this fake?
And he was saying
can't tell.
It sounded like Clay. What Clay said, I'm comfortable, man. Life is good. You know, through all the other stuff, it don't even matter. Da da da.
And I bet it is good. Hell, I
Yeah.
mean, you
So that's what he's
you
saying.
were date you were dating Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, look, even if you didn't broke up or not, how could your life be bad? I mean, now
We're gonna,
not having Megan in your life no more. I mean, to me, that would suck. But you know what though,
but you
Kenny?
know how you know how
We ain't in them shoes. We
nah.
ain't in them shoes, man. We don't know what it's like to date a rap star, a media mogul,
Yeah,
a huge star. I mean,
yeah.
yeah, Clay famous. Megan Thee
First,
Stallion is
you
famous.
got 300.
Like Megan Thee Stallion is famous.
Oh
Like
yes.
Clay might go to a couple countries and they know him. Wherever Megan going, people already flocking.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I get it. I'm trying to tell people. I was like, listen. I said Klay Thompson got 300 M's in the bank and 4 rings. Hall of Famer. Played with Steph Curry. Just him being Steph Curry. Everybody know him from just being Steph Curry's teammate, the Splash Brothers. Everybody know him based off that. So I try to say, listen, Clay been famous. So it's one of those things where, but if you him, you like, man, I've been a private guy this whole time. Klay Thompson business ain't never in the streets. If you ever
And
notice,
now it is.
the
And
first.
now it is.
That's
And
why
now
you don't.
that business is
That's
all
why
up
you
in
don't
the
date
streets.
celebrities, man. You gotta be careful when you're a celebrity already trying to date another
Ooh.
celebrity
Well,
because
not only that, you gotta understand too the score, and you gotta know that if you do something wild, man,
mm,
there's gonna be smoke, and she got a fan base and
yep,
all that stuff. So, like, I didn't heard that there's been comments about the man's dog who passed away. Like,
yeah,
man,
that's
how you gonna attack the man's dog?
yeah.
Like,
I tell
dang.
people are ruthless, man. The people are ruthless. I mean, I heard some stuff. I'm telling you, man. I'm reading some stuff about this situation. I'm just like, y'all, is this deep? I said, y'all don't even put that much effort into your own stuff. You got y'all.
Ooh, but that boy, they didn't put that effort up into this boy. Let me tell you,
Ooh,
and it's just, and it is something that is, oh man, wow, and you know what? There's a part of me that is like, do I really care? And then there's a part of me that's like, yes, I do. Because I love this stuff. Like, man, let me tell you, I eat it up. And then it's like, look, you just made Unfiltered have even more. Thank
That's
you,
what I'm
sir.
saying.
So I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. But at the same time, it does make me laugh a lot because it's like, dude, you should know what you sound. Look, now, okay, from both sides of it.
Yeah,
You're dating a female rapper.
yeah,
So she's gonna be gone a lot. She tours. That's how she makes her money. She has to make tons of appearances. She's in the booth. She's writing. People ask her for guest appearances on their album. She's gonna be busy. So you already know that. You a baller. You got
yeah,
a schedule. You on the road.
yeah,
You're out and about. So you know your schedule is going to be busy. So, right off the bat, for you to get involved with each other. I think that's crazy from both sides to think that there's going to be intimacy 100% of the time, 24/7 between both of you when your schedules are set up to where you can barely even see each other.
yeah,
Um, but then she said some stuff too though
yeah.
that definitely had me kind of like, what did that mean? Because there was some subliminal stabs, and one of them was where she said, "I put up with your, what was it? Did she say bad moods or
Oh yeah, mood swings.
your mood?" But she put it
Yeah,
in highlighted wording with quotations around it. Your bad, she said, your bad mood swings during the season. It was almost to imply like she had suffered from some sort of abuse, whether it was verbal or physical. That
mm-hmm,
was the implication I got from that she
mm-hmm,
was trying to intimate that she had dealt with some really nasty stuff from him and she still had held it down. Um, and so from that regard, it definitely kind of, well, goes, well, somebody, got your back like that. regardless of how busy their schedule was going on, like, I don't know, brother. If you did that, you bogus. You
Mm-hmm.
bogus. Hall of Famer, Splash Brother or not, you bogus. You bogus. But
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like I say, you don't know the whole score. He has not admitted to anything, but he is acting like a guilty dude.
Yeah, sure.
Cause he ain't came out and said that he didn't do it either, Kenny. That's all I'm saying. Like, he didn't say he
Yeah,
did, but he didn't say he didn't, dog.
I plead the fifth.
Hey,
Okay,
you gotta
so
talk to my lawyer. You
thought
gotta
of
talk to
lawyer.
my lawyer. I signed the NDA.
Right. Because at the end of the day, man, to be honest with you, man, listen, they both should have known what they was getting into, and she should have known. Clay Thompson, an athlete. This dude is
Athletes.
he's in different cities too.
Listen,
It's hard to keep on. Hey,
brother,
no girl. Tell all these girls no.
brother.
It,
Can we
it,
can we keep it? Can we keep it 100? Can we
yeah,
keep it 100?
yeah,
How many side chicks have come out and said that NBA guys, like, it's like some sick,
they do.
like they say like 95% of them have side chicks. I think
Yeah,
they had came out. I think they had, I can't remember what player it was. And they would, and I can't remember who it was they were talking about, and everybody was talking about how, like, he was respected in the side chick community because he was one of the few players that didn't have a second woman. He actually just has his wife. Like, it's a rarity. It's
yeah,
not the norm. It's not the norm for an NBA guy to just have one lady. Now, you know that, and you still got in a relationship with him?
yeah. That's the thing. What you thought you was gonna change him? Nah, he ain't no changing him, man. There's no change.
If this is the norm, if this is the norm for NBA players to have side chicks, and I'm not trying to throw nobody into the bus, but this is unfiltered sports, and we can keep it honest. Everybody knows that Magic Johnson has side chick on top of side chick on top of side
Yeah,
chick. Everybody knows that Michael Jordan had side chicks. Everybody knows this. If you don't, then go, like, where were you? You were blind. Everybody knows this. Hey, Kobe had a side chick to the point where he got in legal trouble. And then
yeah.
he told on Shaq's side chicks and got Shaq divorced. Let's just keep it 100. That's why they were feuding up until Kobe passed away. That's what the Shaq and Kobe feud was, because Kobe outed Shaq about his side chicks.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that story. He's like, hey, he's like, everybody looking at me. He doing it too.
Shaq paid $1 million to have it.
Yeah, right.
Shaq sitting there like,
He said, why me? Why you got it?
now your wife looking at you, and you looking at your wife, and you going, look, this dude, I don't know him. I never had any interactions with this man.
Man, come on, man. We all know how this thing go, man. With NBA athletes specifically,
Bro, the Houston Rockets coach, the Houston Rockets coach, Mr. Udoka, when he was in Boston, had a side chick and he was married to Nia Long.
Man, I'm still mad at him for that. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm just saying, the coaches got side chicks. Like, what the heck, man? Like, yeah, you gonna get mad at the play? Like, the coaches are sitting there with side chicks.
That's how I know. I know Bronny be hating at his dad on the team. It's like, hey, man, I ain't hanging out with you, man. I'm not hanging out with you. I'm 20 years old. I'm pro.
Look. All I'm saying is that LeBron's never had any proven allegations, but he's had smoke thrown his way quite a few times about side chicks. Quite a few times that people, hey, every time I have his camp. Oh, hey, we can't let Savannah hear about that. Sweep that under the rug. Hey, Savannah, they didn't say that. Savannah. LeBron ain't got no side chicks.
No.
But you didn't heard it been a couple women that came out and been like, yeah, LeBron got him too.
Hey, I know you be like, dang, mind your business.
Right? Why you gotta throw
Bro,
me in? I ain't even do anything
I
to
ain't do nothing.
you.
That's the thing,
I
man.
didn't do nothing to you.
Shoot, that's why I try. But see, that's my point, y'all. Everybody, I don't know why people think I can make them change. They can change with me. I'm like, nah, man. This is what they've been doing all these years. Clay has been doing this. Clay ain't got no kids. Clay ain't been married. None of that. What you think you been out here doing with $300 million in the bank and 4 rings?
He
He
out
ain't
here doing his thing.
doing
He
this
out
thing.
here doing his thing, man. He
And
out
just
here
because you
doing
come
his
along don't mean
thing, bro.
you
Okay?
would understand.
Look. I remember even when something had came out on Steph, and boy,
Oh,
people was
yeah.
like, "You stop that right now."
You
They
stop that.
they didn't want wife Curry to hear any more of that. They said, "You stop that right now. You don't talk like that about Steph." Boy, they shut that down so fast. That was,
It was not
but
bad about stuff.
I'm just telling you, brother, that these stories are out there. Dwayne Wade got a woman pregnant while he's with his woman now. Think about that.
Woo! Carmelo Anthony did the same
You
thing, man.
think about how much explanation you had to give on that one. Look,
Hey, man.
look, baby, I love you, but Cheryl, she about to have my seed. So
Yeah. How
you know,
you
we gonna
explain?
still we gonna raise hey, we gonna raise this baby together.
That's crazy.
This is our baby. This is our baby.
Right? Try to tell you.
Look, bro, the drop will be real. And that's why I love it, man. I love that we able to talk and have this platform on Unfiltered Sports. Yeah, we going to give you guys the sports news and we going to talk about the hot topics. But of course, we got to bring you guys the behind the curtain talk that we know be going down, but a lot of pundits and sports platforms don't have the freedom and the leeway to speak about these things openly.
Correct.
And that's why we are here. It's me and Mr. Casanova are gonna always keep it unfiltered right here on Prime Coverage Sports Network, where you get nothing but the best coverage in sports. Kenny, wow. And like I said, it's been an awesome week. And we did have a comment in there, and you know what? We do got a little bit of time. And yes, the reason why Sharon Moore is a story still is because just recently, the his what do we call her properly? I don't want to give it a bad name. I guess his girlfriend, his second chick. I don't know. I mean because from her explanation, this was an open second relationship, so everyone knew about it.
Thruple.
Just no one just talked about it.
Okay, it's a thruple then. Okay, that's proper.
I mean,
I mean,
right? Because remember, because here's the thing: she came out and said she was pregnant by him, and Sharon Moore turned around and said that he would support her through the. Now remember, he's married this whole time.
sure.
Okay, his wife is still with him,
Yeah, she's
holding it down.
going.
So, you know, the story is really it's really kind of sad from a lot of reasons. One, because you know this young woman's life has been changed forever, and she'll always have this black eye on her that she doesn't really deserve. You know, she got involved with a married man, and is that with the right thing to do? No, but at the same time, he could have always had told her no as well. But she wasn't a home wrecker. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, oh yeah,
it did.
she's
And
that
Sharon
rap.
Moore never had any intentions of leaving his wife.
No,
Like that. Like that's the thing that people got to understand about this. That she wasn't wrecking his home.
no, she's not. Now, like if that's your moral compass and that's how you think and it feel, you gotta realize times is evolving, man. This stuff is becoming more permanent now. Like where couples are adding, they're just adding, they're adding on. They're keeping it open. It's just open line of communication.
Yeah.
He's not
And
gonna leave. He ain't gonna leave.
And unfortunately, like I said, this young woman's life is a fact. But then this poor man, Sharon Moore, loses his job, a prominent head coaching position. He becomes a laughing stock in America. All his feelings and emotions are put out on Front Street for everyone to see when you lose your dream job and your life is now falling apart literally in front of America's eyes, and everyone gets to sit and laugh and poke fun about it. He had to go through that. He had to live through that. And for us to turn around and say it was inappropriate, how? His wife knew about it.
She was cool with it.
Knew about it. The organization, his players, everyone. She said it herself. It was the biggest it was the biggest known secret on campus.
Yeah.
So clearly, it wasn't a secret.
No.
And so how can you vilify a man when he was just living openly? The relationship fell apart. And really what things get dicey is that the fact that they, from what I understand, and from what all reports started to come out, they told Sharon Moore that he had to end the relationship with her. And when they told him that he couldn't, because remember, they gave her a raise. And then when they gave her a raise, they came back and told him that he couldn't have a relationship with her. His response then to the situation was that, well, then I'll let her go because so that we can continue to do it. And then it didn't play out that way. And obviously it all got bad from that moment on.
Yeah.
But like I say, lives were affected on both sides. And so it is now, I guess the whole story is finally coming out. And like I said, we're starting to see that Sharon Moore is being painted in a much better light than he originally was. And I don't know if that, what is that like is that some, some prize at the, here you go, constellation prize, for you losing your job and being humiliated in front of America. I guess. Right. But at the end of the day, it still just feels wrong all the way around, from how it was treated, how the situation was handled, and how it ultimately came to play out. And even now, as she sits and goes on interviews and talks, how come we can't hear from Sharon Moore? How come Sharon Moore isn't being interviewed? Why are we not hearing his side with his wife sitting next to him?
Yeah. I bank on an NDA is out there. They got him. That's part of his sentencing. You can never.
They got him closed.
Yep, they got him closed up. And if you do speak on it, you're going to get back in that jail cell. They got that man ironclad.
But yet the other side of the situation, the other party involved, can go on speaking and telling their narrative to everyone to hear and form a jaded opinion. And that is where I think here on Unfiltered Sports, that just ain't right.
It ain't.
It just ain't right. But you know what? These are the times that we live in. And once again, like I told you guys before, me and Kenny Casanova are here for it. As you are once again joined by Marcus Mack and Kenny Casanova on Unfiltered Sports Prime Cover Sports Network. We miss you, brother Kyle. We know it still says Mac and Kyle there on it, so we're going to get that changed. Sorry. It's not that we're replacing you in our hearts, just for the visual effect. We want to love everyone out there that joined us. Thank you for all the comments in the chat section. Thanks to everyone that's joined us online on our Facebook and X, as well as on YouTube. We will be coming back to you guys again next Monday. I know we took a couple weeks off. That was me. I had to get some things settled out, but now we are back and rolling. Me and the Casanova man. And we'll be back next Monday to keep it unfiltered right here on Prime Cover Sports Network. Kitty, we out this joint. Peace.
Yeah, hey, drop.
Prime Coverage Sports Network. Real coverage, real conversation.